Appreciate you hitting the button. Welcome to the How to Hustle podcast with Hype. This is episode 40. You follow me on Instagram and Twitter at I am Hype. That's HYMPE. It's Hype. It's not hype. I'm not geeked up. Special guest for episode 40. Ladies, introduce yourself to the audience.
Hello. We are the Underground Queens, and I am Kiana.
And I'm Kiara.
Ladies, let the listeners know where you're coming from. International Hype is one of the hashtags we like to use here on the How to Hustle podcast with Hype.
Yes, we are a podcast. We are a Southern-based podcast. We grew up in Mississippi, so I'm currently still residing in Mississippi.
And I reside in Atlanta, but I grew up in Mississippi as well. Blood born in Alabama. They neck and neck, but we are Southern girls.
Yeah.
Copy that. So you got me into another market. Shouts out to Mississippi, my man Jock Johnson in the gang. You know what I'm saying? Got some Mississippi roots down there. Okay, go through the rundown now. H2H Cleaning. Follow my cleaning company at H2H Cleaning on Instagram. Follow Custom Hustle Jerseys is my clothing line. You pick the number, you pick the names on the front and the sides. I got them from the kids to the adults. Out of town costs you a little more for your shipping and handling. Out of country costs you a little more for shipping and handling. But H2H Cleaning and Custom Hustle Jerseys is my other two pages. They in the bio of at I am Hype on Instagram. Okay, rundown of the radio stations. Now, Mondays, 2 o'clock every Monday on the E-Block Radio Network. 2 o'clock every Monday on the E-Block Radio Network. Tuesdays, GFT Radio Network, 2 o'clock. Wednesdays is, goddamn, I'm messing this one up, Ron. The Kickback app, 8 a.m., 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. Thursdays, WTNUphilly.com at 12:30. Fridays, the I Say Podcast Radio Network, 10 a.m. And Saturdays, the THC Radio Network, 10 a.m. as well. Also, wristbands are available. They're free with any purchase from Custom Hustle Jerseys, and they also available to be purchased on their own, $2 a piece. Okay, ladies, a lot of rundown. Also, damn, I forgot about this one. How to Hustle Seminars. How to Hustle Seminars are now up and running. It'll be a 5-week course. You get with me. It'll be five different sessions about different ways to improve your podcast, your marketing, your hashtags, the importance of building relationships, all of those fun facts. And live Q&A if you're a person that's live. If you don't get it on live, then you can be sold to archives like everybody else. Okay, ladies. No, my rundown is long in the beginning, but that's what happens when you're busy, because this is how you hustle.
Get it out there.
All right, now, ladies, topic for episode 40. Physically unavailable or emotionally unavailable? Which one is worse? We always let the guests go first here on the How to Hustle podcast.
Ooh, physically unavailable
Or
emotionally unavailable. So physically, we're talking about as in like
you ain't giving it up. Physically, he is not available. As far as you can't get what you need, and you also physically don't have enough time with him.
Right.
And emotionally unavailable is, y'all can't have those kind of conversations that you need to have. You can't make the emotional connection that you need to make with your man. So now you're talking to Lamar down the street about why you like BMF so much, or power, or things of that sort.
Wait. So physically unavailable, that's just sex-based? That ain't just like he in a wheelchair?
No. I said physically he could just be, physically he doesn't know how to balance work and home.
Oh, okay.
He's physically unavailable. It could be that you're just not getting what you need,
right?
Or he's just physically not there.
Gotcha.
Or
okay.
Emotionally, he's just not up to par. He's not up to standards. Like I said, you can't really hold a decent conversation with him. He can't talk to you about saving no money and let's build for the future.
Got you. Okay.
It's so hard because those are two very important things.
And that is
it that hard?
That's why you come to the How to Hustle podcast for those tough decisions.
For me, it's gotta be, I think being emotionally unavailable is worse to me, because you think of emotions or feelings, and I'm just thinking about the people that I love. Like, how can I be there physically for someone if I don't emotionally care about them? That's what's going to get me to want to show up for you or be there for you physically. If I have some kind of connection to you, emotionally is like with the heart. So I feel like if a person is not there for you emotionally, then they're not going to be there for you physically. So emotionally for me, what you think, Key?
It's really, really hard.
Key thinks it's hard. She's doing a little parenting right now. We also had a video available now because of the E-Block Radio Network. You can watch the videos now at How to Hustle Podcast. Since she's parenting, I'll jump in right here for you. It has to be the emotionally unavailable, because if the person is tapped out emotionally, then it's no relationship really there. Like, they could be physically present with you, but they're not giving any effort. They're not putting any time into trying to work anything out. They're not trying to build this relationship. Y'all at that point are just co-parents if you got kids, or y'all just roommates if y'all live together, because you've already tapped out on the situation. You've given up. And I mean, it's like you said, it's a bit of a difficult one, because then, like you said, you ain't getting what you need is still bad. But if you're emotionally tapped out and you're emotionally not available, unable to hold a decent conversation, then we got a problem.
If it was that hard, though, why would people still be with people that are physically unavailable? I feel like
physically unavailable, but he's financially stabilizing the situation.
Exactly. So it's hard. It is. I feel like it's a tough battle, because it's like, you like, okay, well, I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? I'm in a financial place where we need to be. I'm in a place where it's like, it's kind of like, okay, he could be more emotionally there, but at the same time, I still go to the same places I go to. I still buy the same things that I need. I still live in the same house. I maintain that same lifestyle, when you could be, be with somebody that's more emotionally available. And it's like, there's not that comfort. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and then some women stay with men.
Go ahead.
I was just saying, some women stay with men like that. They just kind of get to this realization where, like, this is the cap for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just put up with him not being physically there. And yeah, I just feel like it seems like an easy pick for, like, what's worse, will be physically not being there. But if it was that easy, then why do women stay, or men stay in that predicament longer?
It's not easy, because some people are the type of person that doesn't like to be alone. Some people feel like they have to have somebody to be with. They could be in a bad relationship. They could be in a toxic relationship. They could be in an abusive relationship. That could be for the male or the female, but they just don't want to be alone. They feel like they're never going to be able to do better than this person, because this person is probably mentally already fucked you. And you don't even recognize that you are solely dependent upon this person, because you feel they know, like, they plan on your insecurities as far as not wanting to be alone. So for some people, it might be like, this is it's obvious for me that it's being alone. For some people, it'll be like, if we can't talk and we can't come to that emotional connection, because the emotional connection is the part that plays on your heart and all of that. It's not really the physical. Eventually, the physical is going to go. I mean, after you've done it so many times, it ain't no new way y'all going to do it. Like,
that's right.
Emotionally, you'll be able to find different ways to love and care about each other, as long as y'all still growing together as one instead of individually.
That's right. It's all about the connection there. Like, if you have a connection, I feel like a connection that's so strong, like, it can never die, and you'll always have that for your relationship. Like you said, like, physical stuff, it gets old, you can't depend on that, but it's about that connection. And then being emotionally unavailable, I can't do that, because I need to hear certain affirmations, like, I love you, I care about you, this and that.
You know how I feel. Niggas will hit you with that.
You know how I feel about you. But I need to hear those things. And then I also need the physical as well to match the emotion. So these are two, it's hard. I need both of them.
I think we all need both.
But which one is worse not happen? I think, like you said, physically emotionally is worse to not have, because if you think about even like relationships that start in prison, or like prison love or whatever like that, that's basically all you get is emotional. You know what I'm saying? That emotional connection, that love connection. And it's like, how you be in a relationship with somebody that's in prison,
That's not fair, yeah.
And just like
man.
That's true. They hold it.
Shout out to all my brothers that's locked up, man.
Yeah, they show them some love too. They need love too.
Oh no, I mean shit. Hey, the niggas all know hype is the one to depend on.
But
I
just
don't
think
want to share.
about it,
I don't want to share too much. Shout out
relationships.
to my sister. You know what I'm saying? I know she
Shout out
locked
to my
in.
brother, you know.
That's why I
But
said I don't want to share too much, but I know she listening, and I know she's gonna call me right after you said that.
your sister need love too. And my thing is that sometimes that's the best type of love, that emotional love, because it's like the physical is not getting in the way, the everyday politics are not getting in the way. It's just straight your love, they love and your love. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that's one of the things. Like I said, I'm trying not to share too much of that, but yeah, that's one of the things me and my brother always talk about is your relationship can't be anything physical. So it's all about the emotional connection. It's all about the way you talk to her, the way you make her feel, and like she said, the words of affirmation and all of that type of situation. Okay, out of these two now, unavailable emotionally or physically, which category would you fall under, or would you have fallen under at some point in any relationship? You ain't got to throw out all your business.
I'll put all my business out. No, I'm kidding. Emotionally unavailable or physically, I would say emotionally. I feel like I've been in scenarios where you young and you really don't know how to feel that person up and give them what they need, so they kind of just like, I don't know, like kind of like, I don't know what you need, you know what I'm saying, and you like, I need this and that, and they're like, well, you don't, I'm, you know what I'm saying, they don't know how
I'm
to.
not even equipped to handle that situation.
Exactly. And they don't, it's confusing to them, it's confusing to you, because it's like, how you not know, you be with me, you know me, you know what I give you, so I've been in emotionally unavailable um relationships, and I think physically unavailable. I've been in distant relationships, but I feel like even with that, the worst was the emotionally unavailable, because the distance,
See,
like you said.
the problem with that is like you said, when you're talking young, you're not. Most people are perceptive at 22 or at 19. Like you saying, like, yeah, you know what I provide for you, but he might not, because he's probably not paying attention. Even if you turn it the other way, she's probably not paying attention to all the things that he does, because you just you're not even viewing the world that way. Like you don't even have those glasses yet. Like you just
Right.
you think the world is a party and like where we getting
You know,
shots from tonight.
you don't have that mental capacity, and it's just, and I don't blame it, because like you said, it's just an age thing, you
Yeah,
just kind of.
we all get our turn to be young and dumb.
Right. But yeah, I feel like that may be the worst. But shoot, I'm older now. You ain't gotta be physically here no more. You can be
You say
physically.
that until it's been 2 weeks.
Yeah. I mean, I could go a long time, but I'm just saying, it could be.
If you talking long distance relationship and we physically can't, that's not the same thing as this nigga's laying right here next to you every night.
That's true. That's true.
Kiana, which one would you fall under? Which category would you have been in the past in a relationship, emotionally unavailable or physically unavailable?
Get in her business.
I was definitely
Like I said, we ain't got to talk about your current situations. We be throwing too
no,
much
no.
information
Talk
out.
about it.
I was
We can talk about
definitely
long time ago.
a long time ago.
Emotionally.
I was emotionally unavailable.
You were?
I was, because growing up, I didn't really get to do too much. So when I got out the house, like I was enjoying life, having fun, talking to this guy, that guy, like, and not giving a care in the world. And now that I got older, I realized that I screwed over like some pretty good guys with potential, because like I'm emotionally wise, like I just wasn't there. Like we would meet up, I would be physically available to, the guys, but I just wasn't thinking like that.
Right,
So
right.
definitely was emotionally unavailable.
I would say mine would definitely be physically. You just heard my rundown, so I got a million fucking things going on. My days are crazy. I work doubles damn near every day, triples or quadruples some days, and I always got stuff going on. So physically, I'm not there, or even sometime when I'm physically there, I'm still emotionally not there, because now I'm still in the phone, still doing this, that, or whatever,
Right.
trying to tie up this loose end or that loose end.
Right.
So I can say I would go with physically, because like emotionally, yeah, if you come to me and say that this is wrong or that's wrong, I'm not really an emotional guy. Like I ain't gonna cry with you, but it's like, oh, you need to cry, and it's like I can sit here in the awkward silence while you cry and be like,
Right.
it's fucked up. Yeah. Wow.
Hmm.
Like, but like, I'm not going to sit here and be with you. Like, I ain't got none of that in me.
Nah, I feel you.
Well, since you talked about you working a lot and not really being there all the time, what are you doing, cousin, to get to make that time, for when you are there? Are you unplugging a little more, or are you kind of in like sketching in time, for your family?
To be honest with you,
Yeah, we on your ass.
it's a balance. I mean, I ain't never running away. I never run away from anything. I'm always keeping 1,000 with you. But it's a balance. Like some days it'd
It
be
is a
like,
balance.
okay, some days it's like, okay, I didn't have to work a double today. So it's like, just put the phone down and now unless, I don't know, I might have to help with the homework tonight, or we might just sit here and watch Love and Hip Hop or whatever like that. Like I might roll around with the baby. Like it might just be anything, but like a lot of those days I'm on go all day long. Like I
Right,
said, I'm out of the house I'm out of the house, it's dark. I might come home and it'd be darker. So
right.
I always got things to do, but it's like I always try to be like, keep in mind that I'm doing these things to provide for us to make sure that we are good. It's not
Right,
like I want you to constantly understand and remember that I'm doing these things for us. It's
of
not like I'm
course.
just away for away's sake. Some niggas would be away and they just all day sitting at their man crib doing nothing.
Yeah,
Like I'm away because I'm got this hustle or that hustle, like I'm doing this business or that business, or I got jerseys to order, I got a cleaning job to set up, like I got shit going on. And it's like
right,
if we got a moment where I don't have nothing going on, like in those rare occasions, it's like, all right, yeah, we definitely try to do the family thing and set up something for us to do, even
Right.
if it's
that's
just get in the
good.
car and drive the fuck around. Like
Yes.
you might
It
just ride to the mall and just walk the fuck around the mall, hit the pretzel store or whatever. Like it's just to have something to do, especially with the
right.
Rona and everything being shut the fuck down. It
Yes.
just got real hard to move around because my wife was pregnant when all of that happened. So it was like I don't
Oh
play no
wow.
games with this shit.
Right.
My wife a nurse, so she's
Oof.
an essential worker. I work. I'm an essential worker too. Like we never stopped working, so it was like I don't even play these games. I don't even go outside. I ain't been to a birthday party in about
Right.
2 years. Like,
Right.
niggas play too much. Niggas be too comfortable. Like, oh, so y'all just out here
Yeah, get
nasty. So
relaxed. Relax,
y'all
especially
just
over there in
coughing,
Atlanta.
sneezing around it. Y'all niggas just coughing, sneezing around each other, huh? Okay. 2 coughs is like gunshots for me. I'm like, oh
It's
nah,
like,
I'm
whoa,
out of
we're
here.
out.
All right. I'm
We
gonna
are
hear
What?
y'all
out.
out.
Is that a Smith and Wesson? That nigga just sneezed and coughed? Oh no, we are out. We definitely out.
It was
We pulled
nice
up the
seeing
one.
y'all.
We pulled up the one birthday party. Came in. Oh yeah, here's the gift. Oh man, this is great. You want a burger? Yeah, I'll take a burger. All right, y'all. We get at y'all. You got to be. You know what I'm saying?
They
Like
said we out of here. Like, yeah, that was
we
nice.
probably there 10 minutes.
But no, we
But
definitely appreciate, we don't want to take away that you said that you do a lot for your family. And we definitely appreciate that. And at Underground Queens, we're all about promoting that people that are literally grinding from the underground to support their families, to support their dreams. And we don't want to make it sound like we're taking that away from you. Cause like you said, you not out there just fucking around at your
playing
homeboy's house.
2K all day.
Right. You actually out
Right.
there trying to make it work. But we also promote self-care. And just trying to balance it. Like, balance can be impossible sometimes, but just taking that time and, like you said, walking around the mall and just spending time amongst each other.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to find a balance, but you got to
Oof,
find a balance because you got to prioritize your family. You can't be
exactly.
so much about trying to do other shit that you don't have a connection with your kids or with your significant other.
Right. No, I understand
Um,
that. Cause
since you brought up the self-care situation, and we're about to talk about the underground queens,
Mhm.
Moss Point High School. What was going on at Moss Point High School?
Moss Point. Shout out to Moss Point High
right.
School. That's
Okay.
our stumping ground here. We are
Oh yeah, I'm not one of those guys who has you on and hasn't done my homework.
look at you.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm locked in.
Hey.
That's the town we're from. I was born and raised. Keanu transferred in middle school around that time frame, and we just grew up off of giving back. And Kiana had this great idea for us to give back, but we wanted to give back in a way that it was like back to school. Kids got paper, kids got pen, kids got the mask and everything. And we were just trying to think of some different ways. And we thought about in middle school, kids be musty. And kids be needing like
personal care, hygiene. Right. Like, because when you think of the fundraisers and stuff and back to school, like they give like you said, pencils, papers, all that. Like nobody was really giving stuff like that, like the tender love and care that they may need, during the school days.
Especially, you never know what everybody's situations is.
Exactly. That's true.
Exactly.
And some smaller incident like being musty or forgetting, your female hygiene, that can, kids are cruel. So kids will go in on you for not having something,
Especially as a young girl, you will get branded for the rest of your life until you go off to college somewhere else, because niggas will never let it down at that day in the 7th grade when you just was unprepared to even know how to handle your situation because your mom wasn't physically available, wasn't there to show you how to do this, that, or whatever, or because you thought your little ass was grown and thought you knew how to clean it up.
Right. And sometimes you misjudge, right. Not to get too TMI, but you misjudge, you get a small one, you need a big one,
Mm-hmm.
But that's the same thing goes back to like we was talking about before, where you just don't know, but you don't even know that you don't know.
Right. Until it's there, you like, and then like for me, just to get personal, at that moment, you don't know, like you said, your mama may didn't teach you that specific thing. Your mama may didn't teach you, like, this is what you do. This is how often, a lot of people's parents are working a lot and, not having that one-on-one time with them. And you think, until you get to the point where you musty or an incident happens.
Classroom and niggas start laughing.
Yeah, and that brands you for life. Like you said, that's emotional damage.
You gotta go out of town to college. You can become a whole new person.
Because you was musty Martha through middle school.
But then when you come home Thanksgiving that year, and niggas is, hey, yo, look at Martha, thinks she stank ass. But yeah, like y'all was saying though, shout out to y'all for doing that situation. It's one of those things I always say though, you gotta be different. You got to find a way to be different because there's too many people doing the same exact thing, and you got to stand out. And like y'all said, everybody's giving out. I gave book bags out for back to school before, and everybody's giving out pencils, paper, pens, and all of that. They can get that from anywhere. What they can't get is deodorant or some body wash or some pads or like any of that type of personal care stuff. Like you're saying, that's not always available for them. So salute to y'all for finding that niche and hitting into that one.
No, thank you. We appreciate that. And like we said, we just come from a town. It's very, very small, but we have benefited from just people in the community giving back to us. So, we had to go back and give back to our people. And we probably won't be the last time. We always are constantly thinking about giving back. Even during the pandemic, we had a challenge. Remember the Queen's Day Off challenge?
Yes.
And you want to tell them about it, Kim? That
was good. No, but I just wanted to say, like, he's right about that. And it was discouraging at first. I was discouraged. I was like, how are we going to be able to do something like this? But it just goes to show when God gives you the vision to act on it. But we did have a Queen's Day challenge because we are big on self-care. So pretty much we were just encouraging and trying to motivate people to take some time off, because we do wear a lot of hats in life and have a lot of different things going on. And it's okay to rest sometimes, because if you don't rest when it's needed, like, your body will just force you to do so. So we were just encouraging folks just to take some time off to do self-care things. So it was,
how we are. We got to have some type of incentive. So we gave out free groceries. We gave out HelloFresh groceries for a week for whoever took a day off, and then we just drew names of the listeners who took a day off, and they hashtagged it, and we provided free groceries at your door for a week.
That's what I'm saying. Shouts out to the queens. This is why I brought that up. You gotta put stuff like that. You gotta bring that to light. You gotta let people know about that. Like, it's one of those things where it's a catch-22, where it's like you want to record it so that other people see it and maybe it inspires somebody else to do it. you don't want to record it so that you're belittling the person who needs this help, or like trying to make yourself look a certain way because you're doing this. It's like it's all in your perception, I guess,
Oh
who
yeah.
the person is and how they gonna look at that. Because me personally, I do a lot of shit for people, and it's like I don't want no credit for that. Like I
Right.
bought somebody something, and it's like, why? I didn't ask you to put that on Instagram. Like I didn't do that because I
Right.
wanted you to
Yeah, I
tag me
hate
on
that.
Instagram for doing that.
Right.
Like if I wanted somebody to know, I'd have told them. But certain situations like this, where you're doing like a give back type situation for the community, those are the type of things that you need people to know about because you want to inspire somebody else to do that, whether it be in your own town or be somewhere else. So
Right.
salute to y'all for that, definitely.
Thank you.
And like Kiana
Now,
said, I'm sorry to cut you off, but like Kiana
go ahead.
said, we're in place where like we're not like this big Showtime podcast, and we come from this little town that we probably the only podcast in the whole state, or probably in the South Mississippi anyway. So we're like, how are we gonna give something back when we are so small? And it's just like, exactly, that's, you give back no matter what. You as you climb, you reach back and you pull up.
Right. No matter how big or small, like every donation counted, like,
Yes.
and it was amazing. Like to
It
see
was.
people actually want to be a part of that. Like, hey,
Shout
we
out to our listeners. Yeah.
So that's a blessing. That's a blessing. That's our whole motive behind. We just want to try to bless people. And like you said, bring people on that aren't in the spotlight, and bring them up from underground. So that's us.
All right, I got some notes from the last episode that I wanted to throw at y'all. Something real quick. What's the last thing you wrote down in your journal, Kiana?
The last thing that I wrote down in my journal is right here. Being honest, the last thing I wrote down was about this episode. Some of
What
the
did
notes.
you write down? Okay, come on, there we go.
Yep, I was writing down some thoughts about being emotionally unavailable, and I got it right here. I'm gonna tell you word for word.
You listening?
God damn, look, we always journaling. We always do.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me grab
Something
my
y'all brought
journal
up
right
on the
here.
episode. That's why I said, okay, let's write this one down and see what she say.
So I was talking about being emotionally and physically unavailable, and how the two of those are conjoined at the hip, and how being physically unavailable would have been worse if you're not showing up and your heart's not in it for being emotionally unavailable. My notes are all everywhere, but that's pretty much what I just jotted down before.
I mean, copy that. Everybody's notes make sense to them, and they might not make sense to the next person. So when somebody would ask you to school, like, "Yo, let me see your papers," like, you ain't gonna understand this shit.
You're not.
You're not gonna understand my handwriting, first of all.
All right, now this one is for you, Kiara.
Okay.
What's the title of your book? Because you said your journal can turn into a book. So what's the title of that book?
Oh, cousin did his research.
I know that he was locked in, huh?
Yeah, he was listening. You don't want to hear my new title of my book, because it's baby that ain't shit. No, I'm kidding.
I mean, if that's what it is, that's what it is.
No, it's just I've in different life you have like peaks and and valleys. And through going through the valleys, people be like, why? And it's just kind of like finding peace within that valley, because everybody's going to have a valley, no matter what it is. It could be your health, it could be finding a job or a relationship, and it's just sometimes life can get to you, and you just have to find that type of peace. And I feel like sometimes in life people go and find things that are unhealthily there to cope with what they're going through, so whether smoking or drinking, and those things are cool with me, do what you do. But sometimes it can creep in to where it's like it's a casual thing, then it's like it's an everyday thing, then it's like I need this so I need this operate.
I need this when I get up in the morning. Yeah.
And it's so hard because, like you saying, when you're going through stuff, you ain't trying to go journal, you're trying to go either bust somebody upside the head, or you trying to go calm down, go have a drink, go take a shot or two or whatever like that. And me walking through that journey, of just trying to find positive things, is writing more, is meditating more, which I'm from Mississippi, meditate what? Yoga what? But it's just trying different things, unorthodox. So I guess the title of that book will be through the valley is trying to find that river, you know?
Okay.
Love it.
All right.
Love
Before we
it.
wrap this episode up, episode 40 with the Underground Queens, I'm a brand new listener to the Underground Queens. What am I expecting? And I want to throw that one at Kiana. What am I expecting when I come to the podcast?
Well, you can expect, motivation, encouragement, and we always are as transparent as possible. We let our listeners know, like, we don't know what the hell we doing, okay?
But we're
But
gonna figure it out.
we're gonna figure it out together. That's life.
Tell them, cousin, we're gonna figure it
We're
out.
gonna figure it out some way or another. We don't know how, but we are going to figure it out. And we just want everyone to know that it's okay to feel like that, like you don't know it all. Like we always say, we're not experts. We give our life experiences and sharing with others, and hopefully we're in hopes that it can encourage somebody else that may be going through the same thing. So even if it's just one person that we're helping, that's what it's all about for us. So you can get that positive vibe from our podcast.
You might hear a scripture. You might hear a Boosie or a Webby lyric. You
I got
might
one for you.
hear a
I got one for you. We're gonna close it out with this one.
oh Lord.
What's the episode that I have to listen to if I'm coming to the podcast?
What you coming to get? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What you coming to get? What's your vibe? What you trying to get? Laugh? You trying to get some motivation?
You tell me if this is a brand new listener and you saying, okay, if you new to the Underground Queens, this is the episode that will give you the best depiction of us.
A best depiction. What?
Paint the best picture of us.
This
is the one that I really like. This is my favorite.
Dang. My favorite.
You gotta come here prepared to know how to hustle podcast.
I see, because I do. Every podcast we record, it instantly becomes my favorite. Because
so you can say that. Then the last one is my favorite one. What was that?
But I feel like our self-care, I think is Let Me Ease Your Mind episode. That was the best one. We talked about self-care. And maybe I Wish Like Hell. I Wish Like Hell. That was them two top ones. Because you get a little bit of education, but you also you see the funny and vulnerable side of us. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Okay. That's what I need right there. You got to put the listeners on to something new and let them know this is the one you need to click. So, all right, ladies, I appreciate y'all coming on. That's episode 40 of the How to Hustle podcast. Don't forget, How to Hustle seminars are going right now. The How to Hustle seminars are going now. If you're not live on there, you can be sold to archives. Appreciate y'all hitting the button. We are out.